For Chapter 20, with this video, we're moving towards the end of our discussion on contract formation for sales of goods under the Uniform Commercial Code. In Chapter 20, we want to compare this chapter's discussion on performance to the chapter on performance we read under common law. You know, the common law required complete performance, or at least substantial performance, to discharge one's obligation under a contract. However, if a party committed a major breach, the other party was relieved of his performance. In Chapter 20, we learned that the UCC changes all of this structure. Indeed, the UCC requires that the seller tender complete or 100% performance, no substantial performance standard. If not, then the buyer can sue. However, there are additional steps that the common law did not provide. Let's get into this detailed matter. Turn to slide 7 about the perfect tender rule. That rule requires complete performance, perfection. The UCC gives that buyer a superior right over the seller to demand that the seller's performance be complete and perfect. If the seller promised blue but delivered silver blue, common law would call that a substantial performance and require the buyer to simply pay less damages. But the UCC would not. It's a breach, unacceptable under the UCC. In the UCC, though, the buyer can accept the entire shipment that is not perfect, or if the shipment can be divided, the buyer can accept part and reject the other parts. So again, this gives the buyer a great deal of ability to control. Why would that be? As the framers of the UCC looked to what merchants need, they gave the buyer preference in some ways. So you see, the buyer is in the market that the buyer knows, and typically we're looking at merchants who are indeed experts. Thus, the buyer should control the deal. Can the buyer resell a silver blue goods that he didn't order? Maybe or maybe not, but the buyer would know and not the seller. Note that the perfect tender rule does not exist in common law in this way at all. So if the buyer receives an extraordinary right to demand perfection from the seller, what does the seller get from the UCC? The seller has the right to cure if the seller still has time to perform under the contract. If the seller can then send the right goods, and the buyer must wait until the time to perform or the time to perfect the tender has occurred. In other words, the buyer can sue, but not right away. Again, goods that don't conform doesn't mean that those goods are defective or inferior. It just means that they're not exactly as what was promised to the buyer.